When I tell you that everybody was standing on business tonight, I mean everybody was standing on business except for Austin, okay? Because Ace ate his ass all the way up, and they made my girl Amaya cry, so y'all already know I'm in my feelings. Hey y'all, it's Chloe, and we're back with another video. Love Island USA Season 7, Episode 26. Whew, it was a lot. Y'all, this was a lot. The house needed this because it's too much he said, she said going around, and we need to get to the bottom of some things. So, y'all, we got some things, very much some things to get into. But before we do, if this is your first time here, sit back, relax, watch the video through. And if you like what you see, you like what you hear, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before and you have not subscribed, I'm trying to figure out why, because you like it here and I want you here. So go ahead and do that. Y'all, we are 300 away from 13,000. I'm super, super excited. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If y'all one of my lovely members or subscribers, hey y'all, how y'all doing? I'm super excited. Ready to get into this review. Make sure you like the video. Like the video, like the video. Let's get into it. Okay, so the episode opens up with Sierra and Nick. They're talking. Nick is coming down from a high because they had such a beautiful day from closing off. Good for them. Let's move on. Brian finally gets to talk to Grayson because, you know, he's been wanting to talk to her for a while. They have a nice conversation. Austin didn't expect that to happen, but Brian lets her know that she turned his head and now she thinks that she may be open. Let's move on because we don't have all day, okay? Nick went to go talk to Huda because he wants to get her side of the story, and she was like, it was just a challenge. I'm not trying to get with Ace. It was just a challenge. He tells her that he thinks that she crossed the line. Huda said, I know I crossed the line. I own it. I take accountability. I want to apologize. But, you know, it's up to Shelly to let me. And Nick was like, oh, okay, cool. As long as you understand what you did wrong. The girl know what she did wrong. So let's move on. Because, y'all, we got to get to the daggone mail, okay? We don't have time to play with these little small conversations. So now everybody's going to bed. TJ and Iris has now joined the sex club, but at least they had enough courtesy to go outside and soul ties instead of doing it in the bed with 20 other people in a room. Thank you, TJ and Iris, for having a little bit of respect for others, okay? I don't know what was going on in that bed with Taylor and Clark. I don't know if he was just listening to Sierra and Nick or if something was happening because he was laying there like, with his mouth all open, like he didn't know what was going on with himself. You know what I mean? So I don't know what they was doing, but I can think of some things that could have been happening. I promise you I could. Now, of course, Nick and Sierra's going to have sex because they just closed off. So, you know, that's expected. Y'all, it's the next morning. We moving fast. Y'all, follow me. It's the next morning, right? Now, Zach brought Olandria breakfast too because now he wants to build a connection with her. I see you, Zach. I see what you're doing there. And you rubbed me wrong this episode, so you will never get my vote unless it's a couple vote and you still couple with Amaya, okay? Nothing to do with Olandria, but I didn't like that stunt you pulled during the conversation. So, yeah, you on my ish list. Yes, you are. Now, Amaya pulled Zach for a chat, and she tells him that, you know, he prioritized the guys yesterday over her. She barely talked to him, and she don't like that. Listen, Amaya, you got to calm down because that man was trying to ask you questions. He was trying to interject, but she kept talking over him. You kept trying to give him the answers. Like, girl, you got to give the man a chance to talk, okay? He tells us that he feels like she's moving too fast. Why don't you tell her that then, Zach? Why you telling us that? She's the one talking to you right now. This is your opportunity to let her know how you feel. I hate the fact that everybody got so much to say about Amaya behind her back, but when she right there in their face, all of a sudden they don't know what to say. Because he was definitely sitting there giving her a hug, telling her it's going to be all right, it's going to be okay, don't stop being you, blah, 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 blah. Getting on my effing nerve. But now that he lost focus in Amaya, he's super focused on Olandria. You know what? It is what it is. My girl was sitting there crying. I just feel so bad for her because she can't catch a break. And it's like, you can't tell somebody to stop being who they are if that's just who they are. I mean, she can pull back a little bit, but to completely expect her to change overnight is absolutely crazy. There is a man out there that would appreciate a woman who loves them and want to be all over them, and it's so intense, okay? There's somebody out there for you, Maya. Don't give up just yet, girl. Meanwhile, Chris is gushing over Huda. And Huda is telling Alandria and Andrina that her and Chris kiss, right? And she said that she really likes him. He's very sweet. He's very gentle. The girls are getting the tea. Alandria and Andrina are the girls who get the tea, okay? And they are the girls who spill the tea as well. Let's keep going. Brian wants to talk to Jaden again because he's over Andrina and he needs to find him somebody else to connect with. And I think that it's very weird that, you know, Jaden said that her type is tall, dark, and handsome and she's coupled up with Austin. Like, make that make sense. Make that make sense, because the sense ain't making it. Okay. Now, anyway, Jaden, Grayson, and Clark are talking. And Jaden said that her conversation with Brian was the best conversation she had yet, okay? And she also thinks that Austin is mad. Austin feels away, okay? But you know, like, why is he still here? If he wasn't here, he wouldn't feel away. I've been telling y'all that he gotta go, but nobody's listening to me, okay? But let's move on. So Jaden feels like their couples are getting in the way of them getting to know the other guys. And I'm sitting here at this point like, oh my God, no, y'all about to start more exploring? More exploring. We got 2 weeks. If it's not there, it's not there. If you haven't built a connection, if you ain't exploring that connection, let it go. Everybody who ain't got no connection, still want to explore, go home. Go home. If you're not close to locked in or locked in, there's no reason for you to start now. Like, we got 2 weeks at this point. Y'all doing too much for me, okay? Clark really feels like she can't explore because, you know, Taylor basically got her on lockdown. And Grayson's like, you know what? I'm kind of surprised that for him to be still trying to explore you and Olandria, that he's very openly affectionate with you. And she was like, you get what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here like, I hate this for Alandria. I hate this for Alandria. And it's nothing to do with Clark. It's not Clark's fault. She just ended up in this situation. It's actually Alandria and Taylor's fault. But I hate this for Alandria. Because, like, everything that she was asking from that man, he gave it to that daggone girl in a second. Literally a second. This is why you got to think for you and not for nobody else. She let that man trick her out of her spot when it came to Jalen. And now look at him. I feel so bad for her, y'all. I really do. But we got to keep moving on. So now, Olandria is still over there stuck on Taylor, while Taylor is saying that he's in his soft boy era because Clark brings that out of him. Child, any boy or man that says that they in a soft boy era, I don't want him. He can actually stay with her. That's what he needs to do, Olandria, because he told her that she makes him feel like a child. And with her, it feels like she doesn't really have any standards. That's basically what he said. And she was like, I'm hoping you just saying that you feel comfortable. No, what he's saying is that you don't have any expectations with him, and it's just that easy. That's what he's saying. He knows that Alandria is a certain type of woman who expects certain things from her man, and now that he found someone that he can lay back with and live his soft life with, he's going to take that route because, like, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? So now Grayson and Iris are talking, and Grayson feel like Pepe been pulling back. Meanwhile, Pepe is telling the guys that he's not feeling the spark anymore. He misses his Hannah. Go be with Hannah then, Pepe. Eliminate yourself, because at this point, why waste that girl time? There's not going to be another Hannah. Just leave. It's 20 of y'all in this house. You won't be missed. I liked you, but you can go. It is what it is. Like, if you're going to be moping around about Hannah every freaking day, every freaking night, there's no reason for you to be here. You're wasting everyone's time at this point. So now let's get to the good stuff. So we get a text. It's time to get things off your chest with a game standing on business. They will send postcards telling them how they feel, and they can choose to sign the postcard or not, right? I said, woo, child, the way everybody's walking around talking about, oh, I'm so ready to get stuff off my chest. I've been waiting for this. I said, oh, it's about to be war in the house. Hood said it's about to be a blood bath. Baby, I was sitting here like, let's get into it. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? So when they started walking towards the fire pit and the song started playing, this house is on fire in slow motion, I said, yeah, burn this ish down. They're about to burn the freaking villa down. So now Austin goes first, right? So his first postcard say they don't know how he made it this long because he's not giving the girls any effort and he's just enjoying his time in the villa. And is because Austin hasn't done nothing. He's literally just been coasting in the background, doing the bare minimum, just enough to stay in the villa another day. And he keeps coupling up with people who he feels needs a couple so that he can stay another day as well. He ended up picking Shelly because Ace didn't pick her the first time, so he basically saved Shelly. Then he turned around and picked Amaya because he knew that Shelly was going to pick Ace. Then he turned around and picked Jaden just so he can have somebody because he knew that Amaya wasn't going to pick his ass when they got back to that damn villa. Okay, he's literally just been coasting. But y'all just like, oh my God, Austin, he is just Austin. No, he can go. I've been told y'all that he could go, but y'all don't want to hear me though. So he's like, I don't know how I'm still here either. He's like, but I have been having really great conversations. And then Jaden's like, yeah, he has. Yeah, he has. Girl, you accept the bare minimum too. That's why you happy with it. That's, let me, she didn't deserve that. Gracie did not deserve that. Let me chill. Let me chill. Let me chill. She did not deserve that. I don't know that girl. Okay, we didn't say enough for her to know that girl, but she backed him up, okay? And Drina said she wrote that because she felt like he wasn't stepping up for Shelly. And I feel like he wasn't either. Every time he had a conversation with Shelly, he kept saying, "Oh, I'm going to step it up. I'm going to step it up." And he never did. Not one time did he ever step it up. He just moved on and gave up easily like he should have because he was never going to win anyway because Shelly was keeping him in her back pocket just in case Ace did some more sneak stuff like he did before. That's all that was, okay? So now it's Sierra's turn, right? And the first postcard is for her and Nick, and it says, "Y'all too loud in bed. Y'all need to chill." And I said, exactly, like, have some respect for all the other people in the house. She's like, "But we had just got coupled up." Go outside like Iris and TJ did. Like, have some respect for all them people in that damn room. Just nasty. But anyway, Pepe wanted to know, why did her and the girls vote Hannah out? Now, she said that she felt like Amaya had bad luck with the guy so far and that she deserved another chance to find a connection. Then she said when it came to Iris, she felt as though she also deserved more time to find a connection, especially with what she walked into. I get it. I'm not mad at that, but it was kind of effed up that they sent Hannah home, right? So she asked him, like, who would you have sent home? And he was like, I mean, I would have to talk to the guys about it. And she was like, "No, you can't tell me that you haven't been thinking about this." And he never answered it. But I'm like almost certain that he probably would have said Amaya, because all the guys was trying to get Amaya out at that point. So I wouldn't have been surprised if he said it, but he wasn't going to say it because he didn't want to dig himself in a hole any deeper. Now, let's move on to Amaya. Baby, y'all better leave my girl Amaya alone. This channel right here is a Maya stand account, okay? Until my girl is off the island, this is an Amaya stand account. So her first postcard read that, she snores and she claims she doesn't. Chris wrote that. I don't know if I'm just like delusional because I want something for my girl Maya, but I feel like Chris was like giving her a little extra looks, making a little bit side comments and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm in my delusional bag, but I'm willing to feed into it for a minute, okay? So then she gets another postcard that says, "You cry more than needed and you try to move faster than anyone." And Chris was like, "That's effed up." That was effed up, okay? But let's be honest, she does cry a lot. She does cry a lot. She can't help it. Listen, as someone who cry a lot, y'all, I cry. I'm a crybaby. My husband can't yell at me. I'm gonna cry. Okay, you can't talk to me a certain way. You can't do things a certain way around me. I am just that sensitive. Okay, I cry when I'm happy. I cry when I'm sad. I cry when I'm mad. That is my go-to action of emotion, crying. Okay, and I'm very sensitive, so I understand it. Like, it's something that you just can't help. And that's why when she was started crying, like, I can't help it. God forbid I'm a sensitive gangster. Like, I totally understand it, right? So she said that she is who she is, and if she's not your cup of tea, then don't drink it. And that's exactly what it is. There are some people who are just extra sensitive. They can't do nothing about it, like I can't do nothing about it. But I still found me someone who understands that I'm super sensitive, and that if I watch Beyonce, I might start crying because I just love her so much. He gets it. He understands that if I see a cat on the side of the road that got hit by a car, I'm going to cry. He understands that. There are people who will understand who Amaya is, okay? And I don't ever want her to feel like she's not enough because these guys in the house just don't get it. They don't get it. They don't get it. Now, Austin, back to your ass. I feel like that was very effed up for you to write, because you had multiple time in that house with that girl to tell her how you feel, and you waited to this moment to write some crap like that. Very much a coward, like I've been calling you. I just hated that Ace jumped into this, because what you got to do with this? Ace is like, "I just wanted to slow the pace down. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted us to be able to meet in the middle." And Brian had to jump in and kind of defend her, because he was like, as someone who grew up in a Hispanic household, we say babe a lot. Like, it's not really that big of a deal. So you might need to meet her halfway as well. And Ace was like, "That's what I was trying to do." Now, Ace, you was not trying to meet that girl halfway. You was trying to stop her completely. There's a difference between finding a mutual ground in your coupling and telling her, "Stay the F away from me," because that's basically what you did. Stop it. Okay? I'm fine with you saying your boundaries. It's all good. But don't act like you was trying to meet Amaya halfway when you wasn't. You didn't even want to really do challenges with her for real. Like, stop. Now Zach decided that he wanted to jump his crusty ass into this, and this is why I will never vote for you unless you are still coupled up with Amaya, okay? Because you had every opportunity when you was talking to Amaya to tell her that you felt like she was moving too fast, but you waited until everybody else sat there to say the things that they had to say for you to open your mouth, because you're a coward too. So when she told you she don't want to hear anything you got to say, I felt that, because you had the opportunity. Why now? Why this way? And if anyone couldn't understand why that girl was sitting there crying because she's getting ganged up on by a bunch of men who's telling her that she's way too much, if you don't get it, you just don't get it. But I felt so bad for her, because how dare y'all sit there and keep piling on things after things after things for that girl like that, when all she was doing was really just trying to be in a couple for real. Like, maybe she was moving too fast, but none of y'all told her. She asked Austin, do you have any boundaries you want to say? Is there anything that I'm doing that makes you feel comfortable? And you did nothing. She learned her lesson from Ace, and then you sat there and been a coward, talked about her behind her back. And then Zach sat there and did the same exact thing when he saw how Austin treated her, because he was a Casa boy. So he already know what's up. Miss me with this BS. Miss me with it. I'm moving on. Child, I'm just happy that, Sierra was telling her to always be her. Always be you. Always be you. It don't matter. People don't like it. F them. F them. Be you. You cry, you cry. Oh, well. If you extra clingy, you extra clingy. Oh, well. Oh, that made me so mad. That made me mad. Let me come. Pepe. Okay. So the postcard said, is Pepe playing it safe? Because he still likes Hannah and he don't really like Grayson like that. He's basically holding her back. He's like, I don't really want to talk about it right now. Grayson's like, no, what's going on? If you bringing her up all the time, every day, is it something I need to know? Because if I need to know something, then I need to be able to move around. Grayson, girl, go ahead and move around. That man don't want you. But I do have respect for Pepe, because Pepe had every intention on telling Grayson. They just hadn't had the chance to talk about it. And I'm glad that he didn't take that opportunity to just go ahead and say, oh, by the way, you're absolutely right, and I don't want to be in a couple with you. So shout out to Pepe, at least for that. So now we move over to Ace, right? And the first postcard is, if you and Shelly so strong, why haven't y'all closed things off? Amaya wrote that. So he said she's the one that wants to continue to explore, not me. So then the second postcard said the Ace Posse basically does whatever he says, especially when it came down to the Jeremiah situation. It was damned if he do, damned if he don't. And Ace said, Austin, before I answer this, what you mean? I said, Ace is about to tear his ass up. Ace is about to tear his ass up. The way he looked at that man, yeah. He's like, because you was giving Jeremiah a lot of ish and nobody was questioning it. Nobody wasn't saying nothing. So he turned to Andrina and was like, Andrina, did you feel like Jeremiah was coming on you too strong? Andrina was like, yeah. And then he said, see, that's that love bombing ish I was talking about. And just because I had the balls to say it doesn't mean I'm a hater. So he said, one of us is 6'5" and one of us is 5'10". And just because I have the balls in the heart to say something and you don't, is a you problem. He said, just like how you never told Amaya how you felt about her. You walked around this house saying all types of negative things about her and saying all this, that, and the other, and you never told her how you feel. And he's like, because I didn't want to say it to her like, I didn't want to do it to her like that. And I was like, thank you, Ace, for bringing it up. Because he definitely walked around that house every chance he got talking about how he didn't like her. It was fizzling away and this, that, and the other, and never had the balls to tell her. So don't be mad at Ace, because at least he going to speak on how he feel, whether people agree with him or not. He stood on business with that ish. Okay? So he's like, you're just mad that people agree with me. And that's on you. Like, I can't control it if I say something and people agree with me, and he can't. He can't. If Taylor and Daggone Nick want to go ahead and follow after Ace, that's not Ace's problem that they follow us. Like he said, if he's a good leader, he's a good leader. Whether we like it or not, Ace spoke straight facts. He's always stood on everything he said, and unlike Austin, got the nerve to try to call somebody else out, but you didn't even have the balls to tell Amaya how he was really feeling. And then what really pissed me off was the simple fact that when Amaya jumped in it, he gonna tell her, hang on, hang on, hang on. Hold on, because who you talking to, Austin? Because you didn't have all that balls and stuff like that when you was just sitting there talking to Ace. You was actually backing down. But as soon as Amaya got something to say, it's hang on, hang on, hang on. Now you getting loud doing this, that, and the other, talking about something. That's why I want to say nothing, because of this reaction right here. Because of this reaction right here. What? Ooh, Austin. I can't wait to vote his ass out. I cannot wait to vote his ass out. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Ooh, listen. Ace made some really valid points. Okay, he stood on business with everything the same way everybody else has so far. I just feel like, Austin, you should have been more prepared, buddy. You should have been more prepared if you thought that that was going to go smoothly like that. Mm-mm-mm. So Shelly's first postcard was, I don't understand why you want boundaries and then to continue to explore. She said she wanted to explore, so she did. She said she wanted boundaries so that they both could be comfortable in a challenge. So Ace is like, I don't understand. I don't understand. Make it make sense. Like, what are you saying? Sierra had to break it down to him and basically say, listen, what she's saying is she's going to continue to explore. But in y'all connection, especially inside of challenges and stuff, to keep y'all connection strong, she wants to find a middle ground that keeps both of y'all comfortable with whatever is going on around y'all. And Ace said, so how the hell that look with me down in my ish bag when she's still out here exploring? How does that look? I was like, I mean, I get it. I get it. Shelly, you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. At this point, sis, you gotta pick a man. You gotta pick one. Chris or Ace. If it's going to be Ace, go ahead and close this ish off. Because the more and more you try to set boundaries and do stuff like that, that's not fair to him. At least when he was exploring, he was letting you explore too. But now you can't decide to put boundaries in this ish, Shelly. You can't do that. It's not fair at all. So I totally understand what he was saying. So then her next postcard was like, why haven't you and Chris had any conversations? She said that she doesn't feel like he was following through on the actions that he said he was going to do. And she's not about to mess up her good relationship because he's saying nice things to her. I said that was pretty much very much straightforward. So then her next postcard said, do you remember when you wrote, it's just a challenge? And Shelly said, I need to know who wrote this before I answer because I need context. So Huda said, remember when we were doing a challenge and you kept telling me, it's just a challenge, it's just a challenge, it's just a challenge. And she said, yeah, I remember that. But I said that because you was tweaking on every bombshell that came in here who really didn't even know what was going on between you and Jeremiah like that. You was ready to be cursing out people and calling them out their names and stuff like that. So of course I kept saying it's a challenge, it's a challenge. But when it was with you and Jeremiah, I kept the boundaries the same way I would have wanted you to. She said, I gave you enough grace. And at this point, like, I've seen how you move and I'm done with it. I'm done with it. So Huda's apologizing again. And she's like, I understand what I did wrong. I totally get it. I'm just asking you for forgiveness. I don't want to lose my friendship over a challenge. And Shelly just got up and walked away. I said, damn, child, everybody's standing on business. Everybody is standing on business. The one thing that I can appreciate about this cast is that everybody owned up to their ish. There wasn't a lot of backpedaling. There wasn't a lot of back and forth. I mean, there was some heated moments, but everyone stood in what they were being called out for, and I could appreciate that. I really could. Even Huda, because we about to get to her. So we get to Huda, and they feel like she should have been dumped from the island, and Hannah was robbed of that experience. And I was like, who the hell wrote that? Pepe, you wrote that? No, it was Nick. Nick hates Huda. I don't know what kind of relationship this man has with this girl, where he always trying to get her out the villa, and then he goes to talk to her, and they like besties again. Like, I don't understand what this is about, because now, after just talking to her again, he wrote down he feels like she should have been dumped. He said, it's no surprise here. Like, I voted for you to leave twice. And did. He definitely did, child. I'm like, I don't know what it is, but that man secretly hates her. He has to, okay? So he basically tells her that it's because, like, she wasn't really exploring. She was all locked in with Jeremiah, this, that, and the other. And then she said, well, I've made some changes. I've grown a lot. When I went to Casa, I explored everyone. I did all my exploring, right? And everybody was like, yes, she did. She talked to all of us. So I guess in that case, it's valid. It's valid. She has opened up a little bit more. She did give all the guys a chance. She explored, like y'all said, go ahead and explore. So to that point, what's done is done. And as long as she's making improvements, It's nothing y'all can do now. Y'all saved her. Y'all saved her. So the next question was, do you think you've been following girl code? And are you really a girl's girl? Huda said, this is Love Island. Everyone's exploring everyone and nobody owns anyone, especially if you are open. I said, thank you, Huda. But that wasn't the case when you was with Jeremiah, right? See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to stand on it, stand on it. Now you decide to stand on it because you not with Jeremiah. But let you had still been with Jeremiah and y'all wasn't closed off, you would still be behaving the same exact way. He's just not here anymore. So I don't know how I felt about that, but to her point, this is Love Island and everybody's fair game until they're closed off. I just wish that she would have kept that same principle from the very beginning and treated it this way, because the girls wouldn't be able to throw that back in her face at all. So then Shelly wrote, if you want to speak about being a girl's girl, then you should practice what you preach, because basically you're selfish. So Shelly started running down all the things that she did, right? And she's brought up the whole Chris thing. And she said, like, even down to Chris, you brought Chris back here for you, but you kept saying that I'm bringing him here for you. I'm bringing him here for you. When it was never really for me. It was because what you wanted to do, and you wanted to make it seem like it was for me. And I'm saying here, like, Shelly, you want Chris? Shelly, you want Chris? Because I thought we was mad because what she did to Ace. Because at this point, I'm just like, let it go. If you don't want Chris, it shouldn't matter anymore. This is Love Island. It's Love Island. It shouldn't matter anymore. You got Ace, be with Ace. I understand where you coming from. I get the principle. But to be holding on to it this strong at this point is crazy. It's crazy. And then for Alandria to jump in and put out that Huda and Dagon Chris kiss, I didn't like that. Because y'all sit there talking about being girls and practicing what you preach. And Olandria, that was not it. That was not it. You were just as bad as Huda at this point. Because what you did was try to put her on spot, and that was wrong. That was absolutely wrong. And I'm with Chris. That was nobody's business. I don't care how nobody feel about that. Olandria throwing that out there was absolutely wrong. You can't be in the middle of a conversation about being a girl's girl and then try to blow up another girl's spot. That's not how this works. At this point, you done stooped down to her level. I think that was effed up. I'm sorry, y'all. I like Olandria, but that was a move. That's not cool. That was not cool at all. So Huda's like, I can't kiss people I like. Like, I can kiss people I like. You can. But here's my thing. Huda could have told Shelly, right? But when was she going to when Shelly was not talking to her? Shelly doesn't even want to get an apology from her. Shelly doesn't want to give her the time of day, so she's supposed to stop her connection because Shelly's mad? No, that's not fair. If y'all going to be fair all around the board. All around the board. Shelly's feelings are valid, okay? What Huda did is not excused. But y'all can't expect this girl to be on Love Island and not go through her journey because y'all don't feel like it should be done that way. That's absolutely wrong, okay? And at this point, it is what it is. Like, Shelly, go be with Ace and let Huda be with Chris, and both of y'all go about y'all business. Shelly, you already said you don't want nothing to do with her. Huda, accept it and move on. But I don't want y'all to be in that house bullying that girl. Don't do that. Don't do that because y'all kept her. Y'all as a house kept her. Y'all kept her. So don't be sitting there bullying her. She apologized. Let it go and move forward. Y'all girls, right? And I'm not saying that y'all gotta be like best friends, but don't bully her. Don't do that. Don't be nasty. Don't do that. Be cordial and keep him. So Alandria's first, child. So Alandria's first postcard came from Clark, right? And it said that she thinks that her connection with Taylor is just a test and it's just physical, when actually it's more than that. Olandria said, congrats. Congrats, like what you want me to do? Clark said, I'm just saying that because like when you said that, you know, I was a test, that was offsetting to me because what me and him have is really real. And it takes a lot for me to be touchy-feely with someone. So that just means that we're comfortable. Alandria was like, well, listen, that wasn't strictly about you. I said that anyone who came in this villa was a test. Not just you. Any bombshells, any casa person was a test. It wasn't to define your journey as a test. It was just basically saying that that's how I view anyone coming into our situationships. And Clark was like, okay, I understand what you're saying. And Alandria was like, and I appreciate you for signing the card. I can respect that. We was fine here, okay? This is where we probably should have left it. This is probably where it probably should have stopped, okay? Because as soon as we got to Taylor, Ish went left, right? So now, Taylor gets how his and Alandria connection changed so easy. He said Clark gives him a different feeling, like a kid. And Alandria was like, so how old are you? And he was like, 25. And what? I can't feel like a kid. She's like, you 25. Oh, okay. I'm like, exactly. What are you talking about? You feel like a kid. That right there should let you know that you don't need that man. That man wants to feel like a kid. Who wants... Child, you know what? Let me not, because Taylor works my last effing nerve, okay? I would have put him at the bottom, but Austin is bottom, okay? So Huda jumped in and was like, so why are you telling Olandria that you're going to spend time with her when you're not really trying? And he was like, I mean, I am trying. And Olandria was like, Clark, do you feel like he's trying? And Clark's like, yeah. Clark, stop effing lying. You know that man been spending all his time with you, touching on you, kissing on you, hugging on you. Please stop acting like he was trying to spend time with Alandria. You was just talking to Grayson and them, telling them like, you know, I don't see how he even thinks he's exploring her when he's not even really exploring her for real. Please stop. Like that was bullshit. Okay? So Alandria brought up the fact that, you know, he was sparing her feelings in the challenge, but he didn't spare hers. And like he never gave a F about her feelings. At this point, homegirl just snapped, okay? She said that she has been real, she has been respectful, especially with Jalen, because if it wasn't for her, his ass would have been dumped from the island. She saved him. She was always thinking about him, and he went around and switched up on her, and she was up for elimination not once but twice, and all because he wanted to switch up on her in 3 effing days. I said, woo! Get it out. Get it out. I needed her to get this out because until she was able to release that pent up anger and let it go and stop holding it in, it's okay. It is okay, Olandria. We have all been stupid for a man. But when she said he has done nothing for her, nothing for her, I felt that because that's what I've been telling you, Olandria. He has done nothing for you. You psyched yourself out into believing that this man wanted anything from you when he never did. You was a placeholder. And I told you that you let him trick you out your spot. You let Ace coach him on how to trick you out your spot. If I was you, I'll go slap both of them ninjas. Don't do it. Don't do it. We don't promote violence. We don't do that. But woo, I felt it. And I'm glad that she got it out. Yes, don't walk around like everything's okay. It's okay to get it out. You're not okay. You don't always have to be strong. Ooh, that just made me so mad for her. So he's like, I had to move with how I wanted to move. You wanted me to move how you wanted me to move. I have to be authentic to myself and I have to follow my own journey. Yeah. And part of your journey was to play in her freaking face. That's what part of your journey was, Taylor. Like, get out of here. Clark, have him. And I bet you Clark don't want you in the real world for real. Like, be for real. Come on. Be for real. He gets another postcard that says, make up your mind already. And he was like, oh, make up my mind? Okay. Well, who wrote that first? Who wrote that? And if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember anybody saying it was them. And he just was like, I picked Clark. And I was like, okay. Was that supposed to be like the bomb drop or something? Was we supposed to gasp or something? Like, Ninja, we knew that. You sitting there talking about you was still trying to explore Alandria for real when we all can tell that you wasn't. None of us are shocked. This is exactly what we expected. So now we can vote you and Clark off. It don't have nothing to do with you personally, Clark, at this point. But like, he the op. He the op. He played with her. He played with her badly. And now here she is again, single, with nobody. Child, Love Island, y'all. Friendship Island is over. Friendship Island is over. The way they ate each other up tonight, this was like a therapy session for family. They needed that. But I feel like they'll all get past it now that it's out in the open. Everybody will be able to have their individual talks and, you know, apologize to each other and move forward. And we'll be all kumbaya for the next couple of days. But here's my theory. I feel like production did this because when it's time to vote, They don't want any more, you know, team ups. They don't want any more rigging of the votes. They had to let everyone let out how they really feel about each other so that when it's time to vote, we can get some real results and not gameplay. And I'm here for that. I'm here for that. They had to get everybody riled up so we can get some of these people out the house. There's 20 people in this house. If everybody's trying to be nice to each other and be friends, how are we going to start eliminating people for real? You know what I mean? And the right people, not just eliminating people, but the right people. Who shall y'all? That was Love Island. Who y'all vote for? Who y'all vote for? I voted for Amaya. Y'all know that. And I voted for Chris only because, like, I just want to see if it's something for him and Amaya, okay? I'll let y'all tell me who y'all vote for. Let me know how y'all felt about everything that went down and who was standing on business and who did what, this, that, and the other. Whew, child, that was a lot. That was a lot. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.